Well, it seems, of course, that everyone's talking about this theater shooting that happened last week. I was coming back actually from work, and I was actually just about to get on a plane to Denver when I heard the news. And of course, I was trying to figure out what happened and what was going on. When did this happen? I was like, a theater shooting is just coming out now, and it's like early in the morning, and I was trying to figure out if it happened last night. So, yeah, I found out more about it, and it looks like this guy that did it. It looks like a classic case of someone who had a psychotic break, and not just a sudden one, not something that was situational, but something organic, something that happened in his head. He apparently had left grad school months ago and had become increasingly reclusive, and I don't know at least of any sort of a event that happened to him that was something that was life-changing or anything like that. It sounds like it was something that just hit him and he was mentally ill. So I've seen a lot of different videos on this topic. I've seen some videos about gun control. I've seen Michael Moore go out there and start talking about gun control. I've seen the NRA go out there and start talking about gun control. I don't particularly agree with either of them. I don't see this as having much of anything to do with gun control, really. Unless this guy was someone that was registered to be mentally ill, which it doesn't sound like he was, then I'm not sure what good it would have done anyway. It would seem like that the real problem here is the mental health system and the actual health system in general, which the mental health system is a subset of. And it seems like if there's failure, it would seem like that's the failure, not anything related to guns. And believe me, I'm not somebody that is one of these people that is like, oh, you should be able to just own anything. I do actually agree with sensible gun laws that are things that are meant to keep things that are, say, army-grade weapons out of the hands of most civilians. I mean, I think that kind of thing we can more or less agree on. Yeah, home defense and everything like that, having a handgun, having a rifle, having a shotgun, whatever, I don't see anything wrong with any of that particularly. If we had it to do over again and said, well, okay, here we are, we're creating a new society, I don't know if we'd come to the same conclusions about guns that we have today, the conclusions that we've come to through the Constitution and everything else, but I just don't think that's where the fight should be. And it's also interesting that if this really happened like I think that it happened, it sounds like a guy that had a normal upbringing, had everything going for him, was in grad school, which isn't something easy to get into. I was in grad school as well, and I finished my master's also, and it did take a while. There was a lot of work involved. This was not something that could easily be done by somebody that was having some sort of psychotic break. So whatever happened here, what I think is going to happen is he's going to end up, of course, being convicted. He's probably not going to be found criminally insane, which could easily, of course, he would end up being in jail forever. I don't at all advocate him ever walking the streets again, because clearly he's dangerous. But I think what's going to happen is that the state is going to decide, well, he's going to need to be killed. And well, not everybody, but I'm sure a lot of the victims' families are going to be first on the bandwagon to say, well, yeah, I think he should be executed. And he is going to be executed by the state for that. And lots of people will be satisfied because they think justice was served.